Double draw. Too much draw. It's far too much draw. That's a big wipe, though. Woof. Hello, good game. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, wizards and witches. Today, we will be playing Jeskai Control. A similar loadout to our last deck, revolving around the discard of Magma Opus, Creative Outburst, capitalizing through Torrent Sculptor, creating a 6/6 with Ward 2 on turn 3. Of course, filling the seams with our good old friend Jeskai Control, Narset combo wombo to get the job done value-wise. If I'm just speaking gibberish, don't worry. We're going to break down the deck list for you guys in its entirety, talk about each individual card, the strengths, the weaknesses, show the gameplay footage, discuss playlines and interactions within the Mythic meta, and then wrap up with our final thoughts and deck review, right? You got a lot to look forward to here. If you're new to the game, this is going to give you a good idea whether or not this deck fits your playstyle and your wildcard collection. Of course, I urge you to help support the video. Drop those likes down now. Check out the link tree. Visit our Patreon. Check out our, very many affiliate links that we happen to have, and definitely get into our community via the Discord link there so you don't miss out on all of our contests and giveaways, free cash prize monthly tournaments. The list goes on and on, my friends. Let's talk about the deck, though. Let's get into something a little bit more entertaining, please, HGG. Stop it. Jeskai Control, 60 card best of 1, 4.3 average mana value. 26 non-creatures with 10 creatures. We've got, a dead split with the Prismari build, right? It is basically a Prismari deck, and it's because of all the dual cast or cost cards that we have, and then, the sprinkling in the white, similar like we did yesterday with Grixis, but we're switching brands here and going to fight for the light, if you will, and it is the same base that I mentioned. We have Torrent Sculptor and Flamethrower Sonoda. The Sonoda for 2 mana at sorcery speed, discard a card, then draw a card. When you discard an instant or sorcery this way, Flamethrower Sonoda will deal damage equal to the card's mana value to target creature or planeswalker you don't control. This is nice single target removal because we have some very heavy spells that should be removing, anything, even if it's an Elder Gargaroth. More importantly, though, we have Torrent Sculptor for 4 mana, a 2/2 with Ward 2, meaning if your opponent targets it, if you're a target opponent's it, they're going to have to pay an additional 2 mana to do so. And then whenever it enters the battlefield, exile an instant or sorcery card from your graveyard, put any number of +1/+1 counters on the sculpture equal to the half that card's mana value rounded up. So if it's a 7, that's 3.5. It comes in with 4, it'll be a 6/6, the same as if we do an 8 cost, right? Speaking of that, we do have that 7 within the Outburst. Instant speed, dealing 5 damage to any target. Look at the top 5 cards of your library, put one of them into your hand, the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Of course, we discard it for 2 mana to create a treasure token, which allows us to play the sculpture on turn 3, and then it also puts the Outburst in the graveyard, allows it to exile, and then we get that 6/6 on turn 3. The same goes for the Opus at instant speed, this one for 8, dealing 4 damage divided as we choose among any number of targets. Tap 2 target permanents, create a 4/4 red elemental and blue, and then draw 2 cards, which is pretty cool. So, that is what the deck is revolving around. This is the Jeskai build, blue, red, and white. Yesterday we played Grixis, blue, red, and black. Still using this as our base. I think it works, very, very well. Building out from there, we have Draconic Intervention, sorcery speed for 4 as an additional cost to cast this spell, exile an instant or sorcery card from your graveyard. Draconic Intervention will deal X damage to each non-dragon creature where X is the exiled card's mana value. If a creature dealt damage this way would die this turn, exile it instead. And then you'll exile the intervention after you cast it. This is great because we can discard with Sonoda, we can discard the Outburst and Opus organically, as well as discarding something with Prismari Command for 3, instant speed for 2. You get to choose 2, or instant speed for 3, choose 2, sorry. Dealing 2 damage to any target, drawing 2 cards, then discarding 2 cards, creating a treasure token, or destroying target artifact, right? So we can, do the draw, we can make the ramp and discard, right? And that discard really helps the Draconic Intervention, like aforementioned. It also helps the Torrent Sculpture potentially for you as well if you didn't have an Outburst or Opus to discard right away. Filling the gaps with the Narset Control Bundle, Narset of the Ancient Ways, for 4 mana, 4 loyalty, +1, gain 2 life, add blue, red, or white mana to your pool to cast a non-creature. -2, draw a card, then discard a card. When you discard a non-land card this way, Narset will deal damage equal to that card's mana value to creature or planeswalker. Great. More discard for us to focus on. -6, you get an emblem with whenever you cast a non-creature spell. This emblem deals 2 damage to any target. If you can get that off and just, basically cast instances and sorceries to kill your opponent relatively quickly. And then, of course, our draw engine, Whirlwind of Thought for 4 mana as well. An enchantment, whenever you cast a non-creature spell, draw a card. That's great. We have Brazen Borrower here, 3/1 with flash and flying for 3 mana. Can only block other flyers. It's a good chip damage in the air with that evasion. Petty Theft for 2 at instant speed as the adventure. Return target non-land permanent and opponent controls to its owner's hand. Just getting general tempo value for you here. And of course, 3 copies of the Bonecrusher Giant, 4/3. Whenever at the target of a spell, it will deal 2 damage to that spell's controller. Stomp for 2 mana at instant speed as the adventure. Damage can't be prevented this turn. Stomp dealing 2 damage to any target. Great. 2 copies of Rip Apart for 2 sorcery speed, 3 damage to any creature or planeswalker, which is great. Or destroy target artifact or enchantment, which is nice as well. 2 copies of Negate, counter target non-creature spell at instant speed for 2 mana. We have the Triomes. We can cycle these late game or fix our mana early game. Pathways for consistency as well with the basic lands. With that being said, the overall strategy and synergy here is to outvalue your opponent with the removal, with the counters, with the wipes, right? And then also with the value that you're generating on your own end through Whirlwind of Thought, the command, all the discards and draws that you have here. They're very, very powerful. So it's a fairly consistent deck that I like. Focus on getting 2-for-1s if you can. 3-for-1s with Draconic Interventions, even better. Use your cards like Prismari Command and Opus Outburst to help you ramp into Whirlwind of Thought, Narset, even other copies of themselves, right? And this is going to be a surefire way to get ahead within the game. So again, general strategy and synergy, try to get more value than your opponent every single turn by the 2-for-1s and having your own draw engines in play as well. There's a ton of instant speed interaction, which is nice. There's life gain, there's draw, there's removal, there's everything in this deck that you need to succeed, and I know you guys will. Let's get into the gameplay footage. Definitely check out the link tree and like the video if you haven't yet. And of course, we'll wrap up after the gameplay with our final thoughts. Going first, 3 land. I think that's like a lot more land than we've had most of our games today. Hey, stop it, HGG. I'm serious. If we can get a planes, and not even, right? If we just cycle command, I like to say cycle, but if we cast command, we're gonna be good. Utilizing that treasure that we make as a white source, Whirlwind of Thought out right away, and hopefully they don't have enchantment removal. Obviously they do because the algorithm hates us. Yeah, so we know they have it right in their sideboard with Containment Breach. Let's pass our turn. It is instant speed, so we get to kind of keep that information from them as long as possible. And then hold up a Negate to protect it from Containment Breach. Eventually. So we definitely want a treasure token. And we could bounce it, but I don't know. Let's just take care of it now. Like, we could bounce it with Petty Theft later. I don't care about your life total, bro. And then hopefully we pick up a plane, so we don't have to sack our treasure. Nice, bro! Okay, off to the races. They draw their 3rd land with Environmental Sciences. Nice consistent card, right? If you ever do Breck, and we've seen that happen too often. This is the setup we dream of, right? Draw engine plus Planeswalker. The Narset combo wombo. Not quite combo wombo. It's a very good synergy, though. There's nothing for us to bounce with the mana. So we'll just take it. Start trying to push up towards that emblem. Yeah, I don't care.
Breathe in, exhale.
Little bounceroni for the draw. Pass our turn. We can push in the flying now with flash. Start to deal some more damage. Feels good. We have field lives too. We actually can't deal with that. That's incredible. We can do 7. Interesting. That's incredibly interesting. We should have kept that borrower. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is 8. Should we just grab the emblem right now? I think we can potentially keep it alive unless they have removal, but how will they remove us and play a creature to attack? Like, they need to sack it, right? Right, so I think we're safe to just to do that rather than trying to tap it on their turn, right? Like, instead of just tapping it right now. Because they do have to sacrifice a creature. We have the chump blocker. And now we have an 8 CMC in the graveyard, so we can intervention. Oh, it's just a massive 10. Do they have a plum right here as well? They must. Oh, they go to combo town, and we don't have our negate up like we talked about. Potentially not enough damage, though, is the thing. They do gain a lot of life. Right, they draw a ton of cards, too. Oh, they leave half of them there. Oh, that's interesting. It makes sense, though, I guess, right? Woof. So the sacrifice effect, as it is an additional cost, doesn't trigger the Bastion, which is pretty feel bad. So we stay at 21. But they have a full hand. We hit for 3. We get rid of the rest of these creatures, right? We got 3 CMC there. Actually, first, we want a -6. Come on, HGG. Get it together, and then the command goes. We exile all 7 of these pests. We deal the 2 damage just to their person. We draw a card. Woo! Going to exile. Hashtag no triggers. We don't get to hit for 4, which is a bummer. Maybe we should have lost the... We could have got 1 extra point of damage in, I guess. I don't know how that pans out. It's fine, though. Let's pass our turn. We do have instant speed interaction here. Well, we can't quite kill it. Another Bastion. That spends all their mana for the turn, so let's just get rid of that. 1, 2, 3. Should we? Nah. Let's save the treasure. I don't want to spend it. We could have, because now we have a Bonecrusher Giant. Oh, what am I doing? What is life? Alright, we'll just deal damage to them. We could have killed it there again, but I just go face, right?
Breathe in.
Let's tap those out. I think this should be lethal. That does 6 damage. Maybe not quite. Land and play, so yeah, it definitely is lethal now. 2 damage, create a treasure. Why not? Just send it up top. Just send it up top. Woo! That was quite a string of spells there. Yikes. And of course I didn't record that. Great news. So we need to mark down the time here of the stream. Opponent goes first. Opponent goes thirst. Cool, dude. Oh. Do you guys ever speak so fast that your words get jumbled? Or is that an HGG thing? I'm sure other people do it too. It gets me in more trouble than not, though. Well, actually, I don't know that. Hyperactivity could be a blessing. It may turn out my psychosis to be my driving focus. Excuse me, sir? That's not a good card? Now we're gonna get whooped. Cool, dude. They're playing slow. Cool, dude. Every play they make, I want to say that now. 1 damage is, you know, irrelevant. Let's toss this, make a treasure. I kind of want to just Whirlwind. Like, immediately. Turn 3, Whirlwind of Thought. That's not bad. We shouldn't, you know, disregard that. A little choppy on the video here for a second. My render's just finishing. The life of a content creator. I'm making the next video before the first one's even done. It's like a production line over here. That doesn't have haste, thankfully, but it does push up the dwarf. Okay, for 3. Looking for not only a land, but the dragon breath, right? We want the dragon breath. We want to command into Borrower. Or we just go hyperactive. That's kind of what we were talking about earlier, wasn't it? So we get a draw here, which is good. And then next turn we get demolished, but I think our chances for survival are good. Watch us just get Ember Cleaved here. Okay. No haste, though. No cleave. Oh, no, there could still be cleave. Actually, no. Never mind, because those don't have haste. Well, now there could be, because El Treasuritos. That's a lot of mana. So they're gonna sack the dog. Sure. Right? Okay. Looking for Draconic Intervention. There it is! turn and we just petty theft something here. Oh, these freaking treasures, man. I don't even know, right? Just take the token, it's safe. I guess we probably should have bounced Magda just as their attack phase started, looking back. They could still cleave the heck out of us. We'd get hit for 6, 7, 8, 9. We would survive it. Down to 6 though hurts. 2 cards in their hand. Hopefully it's not that crackling fire, crackling flame. I don't even know what it is. That massive red spell. Ooh. Oh. Okay, there's no indestructible. We're safe. We have the treasure for that second red source. Oh, they're going all in. Nice. We actually only need to take the command, which is pretty cool. Double draw. Too much draw. It's far too much draw. That's a big wipe, though. Woof. Alright. We are finally set up. 40 cards still left in our library. We're good to go. Cool, dude. One, two, three, four, five, 6, 7, 8. This would be 4, down to 4, and we could go up to 5. Doesn't do it. Because I don't want to take any damage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, let's just pass our turn. We will use the blocker to kill the dog, rather than the damage. Lots of land. I think we're good. We have a negate from anything crazy, right? Here's a life gain set up for us.
To open the mind, you must first open the heart.
Nah, there's nothing I want to do here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, there's another pathway over here. I like the triumphs because we can cycle them if we need. Keep it back up Narset. We have negate to protect us. Single target removal. 32 cards in library. Cycle the land. +1. Grab a red source. Use it to stomp. Double draw. It's too much almost. It's like way too much, let's be honest. Do not play 2 of these. Just play 1 of them. Oh my gosh. Let's speed this up a bit, right? Discard an Opus. It's a 6/6 now. And I still want to hold up Negate so we don't play the Giant. I think that's a good game, though. Right, we had lethal next turn anyways. Beautiful! Going first on 2 land only. Oh, wow. I guess we could discard the Outburst for the 3rd land, Prismari, into an additional 3rd with the draw looking for the 4th. That's a good plan. What do you think, Maya? That's a good plan? Yeah, I think she likes it, guys. That's a good plan. She says we can keep the hand and, you know, take it out for a lap. Mountain out first. Riverglide out second. And we have our Pillarverge on turn 3, which is nice. Brushfire is aggressive. I'm gonna rip it apart, though, is the thing. Thought maybe we could fake him. Well, actually, let's kill it. Make a treasure token. That'll do, lad. That'll do. Another with a Fabled Passage on top, I can only assume. Right? These landfall guys always have Fabled Passage. Makes me nervous. You heard it here first, kids. Oh, they didn't. They want to use that next turn to push out the thing, but really they definitely should have done it this turn. No, cancel. Because they could push it up to a 3/3. You almost done tricked me. They almost tricked me. They could have survived that Prismari Command by cracking their passage right now. Woof! We almost fell for it, but we had a workaround. And we caught it. I mean, we could destroy their henge immediately, too. Both of these things kind of hold value. I don't even want them to be able to play it, though, almost. We have a 7-drop, 3-drop, and a 2-drop for our interventions. It's whenever it attacks, not whenever it crews, so... Doesn't matter, bro! Past turn, we do have 6 available mana. We top deck a land, that's 7. This is good. So that really sucks. I don't think they get to pick it, though. Like, I think we still hit it. Like, I think it's immediate. Just like it is an additional cost to cast it, not resolve it. What it wouldn't resolve, though, is our Sculptor. Okay. That's a good play, right? And then they make an additional 2/2. We get hit for 6, down to 10. We hold a negate, and that would take us down with no land. I don't know where the land is. Definitely breaking here. That's the nail in our coffin, for sure. There's no way we make it out of this. In what life? Draconic Intervention. Doesn't hit dragons! We could get it with this, like, Sonoda, I guess? 1, 4, 5, 6. Oh, we're so close. We could toss Opus to create the mana for Outburst. Doesn't feel good, but it might be our only option. I mean, at least there is a way out. That's good. We could even just... Yeah. I'm thinking if we pull a... That's actually not bad for us. If we pull Narset, we can discard to deal damage to it as well, right? And then we go to Planeswalker still in play. Just a thought. For 4 mana also, then we're not using our treasures. But we should still discard the Opus in case we don't get it, right? So they just get us with the cleaved up dragon. I got stuff I could do. Not that any of it's relevant. The Goldspan Dragon and Evercleave. Those are maybe the 2 best cards in game. Wow, I'm surprised they didn't have a Great Henshin play too, you know what I mean? Our opponent goes first. Another 2 land hand. We can draw a 3rd off the top. We have an Opus to discard. And then into a command. All of these turns allowing us to draw a land as well. There's no way we get locked out 2 games in a row. I should also watch what I say. Because you never know. A Leon Lightscribe here? No. Oh, wow. The land. We could try to draw a land next turn with our Sculptor too, without spending our treasure. That we make this turn with the Opus. I like their little book. That's pretty cool. Little lizard. The skin you have should affect the cosmetic of your Cody card if you play it. That'd be sick. Should Prismarify his entire deck? What are they gonna do to us? Nothing. I'll allow it. Can I please draw land? No, of course we don't. Any target? It's just target creature or planeswalker. Yeah, Well, isn't that a bummer? I said we wouldn't get screwed twice in a row. We will. Just makes the match harder to get out of, right? It's a more difficult version of the game now. That's all. Okay, so... we bring out a blue source, right? What if we tap this now for a blue source, let them kill it, We get a new land, and then we've got 3 mana to command at instant speed without losing this mana. I'll allow it. Now that's how you dig yourself out of the hole! The plot thickens. Let's throw a Sculptor. Definitely not throwing the land. Not any of these either. I hope we don't get burned by throwing the Negate. They have removal on this Whirlwind, and I spend my treasure. I'm gonna freak out. Yeah, draw engine's the best thing we can do. And then hopefully, you know, there's not removal on that. Oh! Nice, brah! Where's the freaking land still with this no land? Still with the no land. Do you think they have another?
Let me demonstrate the prowess of my ancestors. To open the mind, you must first open the heart.
You leave us alone, man! Okay, that's alright. I think. No, they can exile a creature or enchantment. No, we're good, we're good. That's a planeswalker.
The stars will light our way.
Think,
This is good.
act.
Kill Calyx.
Destiny draws me.
And we actually get a land. That's the greatest thing I've ever seen. And now we just hold up our petty theft. Their enchantment's gone. I'm pretty worried about what's happening here. Path of the World Tree, I'm not sure is really good, but I'll allow it. Oh. Exile target non-land permanent. We can rip apart Kaya if she does -3 on Narset, though.
I just want to get in, get out, and finish the job.
Yeah. Why I gotta do that, bro?
When I say go, you go. I gotta vet these jobs better.
We should have maybe discarded, but I don't think we're gonna have too many opportunities to use Rip Apart effectively. Like, we can discard an 8 CMC for big damage, whereas Rip Apart only does 3. Main phase cycle. Looking for land. Is that an enchantment? Is that an enchantment? Okay, they've got 4 cards. We have 4 cards. Oh, gosh. We got to take it if we want to kill it. Got him. When there's one, there's two, though, is the thing. Petty Theft is open. The haste is bad to bounce because they just get you again next turn, right? I don't want to play it. I think it's better as removal. No, maybe not. We don't have anything to discard. Yikes. I believe we have Creative Outburst in grave. Six with Ward for 2. You know, I'm pretty sure they can deal with that quite easily. Heartless Act doesn't do it. Eliminate doesn't do it, but we've seen Elspeth Conquers Death, and that doesn't even have to, I don't think, pay the Ward ability. Frick off. We definitely should have kept it. If they -3, we can't flash in the Borrower. Shoot. Dang it. Double dang it. Okay. Okay. Good play. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Of course it's not 8. Is that a +1 ability? Okay. That's our turn. We can bounce and play it. The Magecraft ability here is a bummer. Their land is active of multicolor now, so they can use the path. They get the draw. World Tree's now active. Or path to the World Tree. Woof. Beating us up here a little bit. They're looking at our grave. They're like, well, they're doing stuff with their grave. What's going on? Do I need to exile it? What do I take here? They still have 4 cards we don't know about. This is 5. Verdict is gone.
I never thought I'd miss the library.
I guess we could have bounced this first, but I'm not sure it entirely matters. Land off the top? Of course not. Kill Liliana. Hashtag Professor Onyx. Send it up. And now they're like, oh my god, I just threw away Shadow's Verdict. I hope. Anyways. Woof! Doom Days! Okay. So that's obviously another Doomscar, I'm assuming. And they want to nuke our grave, which is smart of them. Nullifies our Draconic Intervention, but luckily we hold secondary Opus just to restart that up. Land off the top! Never is, man. It never is, man. Pass our turn, I guess. They're doing really well. Oh, what am I doing? I forgot. I thought this was already on phase 2. My bad. My bad. They don't take command, though, anyways. And we... I guess we should have discarded command to make the artifact, and then... sorry, discard the Opus to make the artifact, and then command, and then they would have to toss the intervention. That would have been our best bet. Fucked that up, didn't I? It's because we had the VIP in chat, right? I got all distracted. I got all distracted, you guys. Alright, let's pass our turn. Alright, we had a VIP in chat. And, you know, whenever that happens, my brain turns to mush. So they're dealing 2 damage to us. We're rolling, though. We lose our graveyard again, though. Or not again for the first time. What is it with this? I thought this Elspeth was turns ahead. Binding on Whirlwind. No! Another World Tree. To still a match somehow. And we have to remember they have more Elspeth Conquers Death, too. Nice. Okay. That might be a winning game move there with these lands off the top. Shoot. I think they just got us.
You're not scared of dogs, are you?
Hook, line, and sinker, baby. We don't run with Ugin. Trying to be a little bit respectful within our latest builds. I know people hate it. They're like, oh my god, another Ugin deck. And we may as well with all this freaking land, man! Oh, that's not instant or sorcery, so that's very much a good game. We'll show ourselves out because they hit for 8. 10 with that. Woof. Alrighty then, Jeskai Control doing the dirty. I like it. It seems, maybe a little flimsy at times, and I'm sure that we could flush it out with MDFC lands potentially. Get rid of some of our basics. I do love the basics and the pathways, though. It makes it so consistent, especially when you do have the treasures. And I'm not entirely sure what we would drop for those MDFCs unless we were just dropping lands. Having multiple Whirlwinds in play is so risky. But it's better to draw early game with multiple copies and then discard with something like the Command later on, right? Or even, potentially Narset's discard. Or even, Serranos. Like, the discard's there. You might not get value from it all the time when you discard it, but to play so many copies at once is bad, but to not have enough copies to hit it consistently is also bad. So it's a double-edged sword, and that's why I think the discard is an integral part of the deck. Let me know how you guys felt about the deck and the video. I'm always looking to improve all aspects, right? Of course, check out our Linktree link for all of our contests, giveaways. I have my Spotify playlist there. You can help support the channel a variety of ways there as well. And, just massive thank you to everybody who has been, because without you, none of this would actually be a possibility, and I'd have to go back to work. So cheers. Really appreciate you guys quite a bit. And, have yourselves a magical day. We'll see you soon in the next.